is sort of a very basic inventory, and it's just your rent, and that's a wrong entry here, but it doesn't matter. It's just sort of your, see here's a little coloring, it's sort of a header, and you have, right, 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 yeah, right. It's not too hard. I can show you. And the other thing that you want to know possibly is the if command. For instance, with the electricity, I have a function in here, um, and whenever it is above, if my electricity bill is above $22, it's gonna say either, if it's at $22, it's gonna say whoa, and if it's above, it's gonna say boogie. See? Wait, I'll show you. But I want to do that later. I actually don't want to quite see that boogie. Yeah. Or you can change alert to boogie if you type in 18. See that boogie? See the formula. The formula should be here. See, do you see this part here? Yeah. Right. Right. So this is where it starts, and the formula, you can drag it down, and then it applies to everything. But I don't want to go into that right now. I want to do that later. So what I want to do right now is actually start from scratch, because I think that's the best way to learn, by doing it. Now, you have Excel in front of you at all? Now, say one, all right? Okay, and type in monthly expense overview. Okay, you do that. And now you see, okay, and now you want to select it, just by clicking and then holding your mouse down and then dragging it to your right. Okay. Yeah. Or do it the way I did. Let's see how many boxes I need. One moment. This is until J, actually. So actually, when you click on J, all right, and then hold it and drag it all the way over to A. Okay, I think, yeah, that's how you do it. And then you have that. Okay, very good, very good. Now click on Home. And now this is a good trick. Click on Merge Center. Okay, you see that? Merge Center. You have that? Yeah, I know. It's probably an older version of Excel. I have the latest version, so the way it's laid out on my computer is the way it might be in a lot of businesses. If you have an older version, it's maybe just a little different, but that icon should look exactly the same, and possibly, now it may not be under the same menu, but it should be sort of, right. Yeah, maybe spend a little time finding it. Sort of where it should be, sort of next to, maybe in the same area, next to where you have the alignment. Yeah, so click on that while it's highlighted, and it should do the same thing as it did for me. See, that's already a good trick, to get your headers in good shape, so everything is centered. And now what you said with the colors, it's also not too hard. But actually, what you want to do next is just click on this one box here, okay, and drag it down a little bit. Maybe drag it down all the way, three rows. See, and it's like this. You got that? Yeah, three. Yeah, why don't you just do three? Why don't you just do 3 rows down? Oh, but that's because you didn't really click on the one. Yeah, I know it does that by me too. I can show you what you did, but you need to click here on the one, not here. Then it's gonna copy it. Yeah, yeah. Well, I can show you. I can show you what you did. You did this. You did this here. See, that's what you did. No, don't do that. Just click on the one. Right. Very good. Very good. All right. Now you want to highlight monthly expense overview. All right. Just highlight that. Double click on it and highlight it. Go on home again. Change formatting and maybe change it to a nice big font. It can be just big. 26. Yeah. And I may do a little and boldface it. So now you have a nice header. Are you doing that? All right, great. Very good, very good. Okay, and now you can fill it. I think this is fill here, favorite timber. You can fill it. See like that? You can do all kinds of nice colors. It's actually kind of funky. Excel is pretty funky. Do all kinds of colors. It's not. It doesn't even have that sort of official corporate feeling to it with all the colors, right? Okay. You just want to do this. I like that color. Then you can change the font too, just the way you have it Word. Like I said, it's a close cousin. It's a close cousin to Word, so you can do this. Okay. Well, anyway, do you have that done? Okay, fabulous. Now, go to that cell, A3, all right? Go to A3, okay? All right, and just type 1, okay? Just type 1, all right? You got that? Yeah. If you want to delete the row, there are several ways to do it. I mean, the best way to do it is just to hit delete, like that. Can you do that? Yeah. Did you double click on? Did you double click on it? Yeah, double click on it, please, and hit delete. If it doesn't do that, why don't you just hit undo? There's a little arrow here. Why don't you just click undo a few times? Do you see that arrow for undo? I know it might be in a little different. It's good that you're having these errors because now you're learning a whole lot, and once you have this error resolved, you'll be able to do it in the future. So it's good that you have errors, at this point. That's actually the best way to use these lessons is to experience errors so that they don't happen once you have to perform. Because time is money. Time is money, and if you kind of have too many glitches, unless you can attribute it to the employer's fault. Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good that you had. I think that's very good that you had an error. That's very good. So let's put the number 1 down. Can you put the number 1 down? All right. Now you want to do what you did previously. You want to go to the center, the edge, the right bottom edge of the box until you have that very slim, narrow little plus sign. See that one? Okay. And now you want to drag that all the way down to 30. So now you get a chance to do what you did. Now you get a chance to do right what you did wrong. See, and it's going to replicate the 1, right? You see that? Okay. Now you want to click on this little menu box here. You see that little menu box? And click down on that little drop down. There's going to be a little drop down menu. Okay. Sure. Yeah, you got that. It's also in the bottom. The bottom. All right, cool. And hit fill series. hit fill series. You see that command, fill series? All right, and then it does this. That's kind of what we want, right? We want 30 a month. Well, we actually want to put it down a little more. A month has, say it has 30 days. Yeah. Oh, did you hit on fill series? Because it's important that you hit on fill series. We have rent, electricity, telephone, internet. So now let's start entering the data, the most important part. So double click on this box, okay? Double click on that. And our rent is usually doesn't vary, unless you somehow do a pay as you go rent and you move around a lot. So the rent amount is probably going to be the same. So let's say the rent is $15 a day. All right. So just type in 15, and now again you can hit this bottom right corner of the box and drag it all the way down to 30. Okay, and it replicates that. Okay, very good. Now the electricity does vary from day to day because you always need other, you always have varying needs. Sometimes you use a little more light, sometimes you use the computer a little more. So this amount is going to vary. Now, the way you want to enter this quickly is with the command. So now you want to enter your first function. The function is always entered with the equal sign. So hit the equal sign. Hit the equal sign. And now pick the command RandBetween. Does it give you that? RandBetween? Yeah, it should actually. Yeah. Otherwise, they give you that? Okay. So electricity, so let's say it's about 5, that's quite a lot. Let's say it's about somewhere between 0, I think that'll work, 0 and $2 for the electricity. Yeah, that works. So, I know, 0, yeah, if you use no electricity. Yeah, why don't we do 0 and $2? I think that's okay. Sometimes you use no electricity, so. And now again, click on that bottom right corner, okay? Did it give you a value in your box? Right, just hit enter. They give you okay, that's fine. I know it varies. And then again, click the bottom right corner and then drag this all the way down to 30, all right? I have it dragged down to 33 here. I'm going to have to change that. See? And it gives you a lot of decimals. See, maybe you're not at home at all and your lights all turned out and then it's 0. Right. That's usually how much the light bill, unless you have a really big household. See, I don't have a big household. If you have a larger light bill, then you can configure that. You just need to you then just do RandBetween 0 and 5. Then it'll give you random values between the range of 0 and 5. Yeah. Now I want to delete all of this. I think delete. Yeah. Okay, great. So now we have the electricity. Now we want to do the phone. Okay. All right. So now let's do a little sum because that's essential. So equal sign sum. Double click on that. And now you want to highlight the area you want to calculate. So the entire rent portion. Okay. Highlight the entire rent portion. See, it does that automatically. And it's close bracket. See, and now it calculated it. calculate your rent basically. It's $405 a month. Well, this part isn't filled in, but it doesn't matter. So it's $405 a month. Did you double click on the box and click the equal sign too and type in some? Yeah, you should enter parentheses, yeah. Yeah, if they don't do that automatically, yeah, manually enter them. Yeah. And then you need now you need to click arrange, see if you want from cell C B4 all the way down. You just click on it, highlight it, click and drag it all the way down, the way you see it on mine. Corner, and then just drag this all the way over to your last column. See, and it gives you the sum of all of your. Yeah, great. So that's your total monthly expense, basically. Now you also may want a grand total. Let me click on this. Right. Yeah, sure. And we're gonna have to do that next time then. Yeah. But this isn't so good for a pivot table this year. I don't think it's gonna give you any good results. Yeah, I have pivot table templates. I can send you. Well, I don't have to send you this because you have it yourself. But if you want, I can already send you a pivot table template. But I'd like to do that next time, the pivot, because we're not gonna have enough time. Yeah. So let's expand this here and drag it. See, now grand total is basically just again do a sum, and then highlight these areas, right? And it's a grand total. See, and that's basically your grand total for the entire month. Those are your expenses. Mm-hmm. Do you have your grand total? Okay. Now we can do some basic statistical stuff like the average, the mode, maybe the median. I think variance is another one. Now standard deviation, you can do that too. I have a better way of actually doing all the statistics, but just for the sake of simplicity, and because we're all out of time, let's just do the average for. So type in equals average. See, average is the way you calculate your GPA, right? Right. So we can do the average for your rent. Well, here the average is going to be 15, obviously. But let's do it anyway because then we can just drag and drop it. I mean, we can just stretch it. Yeah. And now let's just pull it over. See, it gives you some interesting figures. So those are your average expenses. I mean, these are on a daily basis, obviously, right? Your daily average, yeah. And then the mode is basically the one that appears most frequently. That's pretty important for a lot of, especially if you're doing the kind of thing you're doing with customer databases. You want to find which customer is the most frequent customer. Maybe the most loyal customer. So equals mode and do the same thing. Yeah, so just mode, yeah. Yeah, see, obviously it's going to be 15 again there. And if you pull it, see, 2 is the most frequent here, 8 is the most frequent here, 9, 2, yeah. And the median, this will give you the middle number. The pivot tables aren't hard either. Uh, Again, there's some intimidation around them. So we can do that next time. Uh, you know what? You may want to do VLOOKUP next time. Do you want to start with VLOOKUP maybe next time, or do you want to jump to pivot tables? Well, if we have the time, I mean, the pivot tables take a little while, to comprehend.